Enjoy this free episode from MyOutdoorTV.
Buckle up and get ready for a fun ride.
With over 10,000 hours of the best outdoor shows with your free trial, we're the home of the adventurous.
We're in a bad spot. We need help.
The champions.
When it's your time to win, you can't stop it.
The legends.
There are bigger things happening out here than just shooting bullets at animals.
Start your free trial of MyOutdoorTV right now.
Right now on the National Rifle Association's Under Wild Skies. Safari Adventure. From the African Lowveld to the Namib Desert. From the Red Dunes to the Skeleton Coast. Native cultures and dangerous game on the last true adventure on Earth. The safari begins right now. Under Wild Skies.
Here in the domain of the untamed beats the unrelenting rhythm of the wild. Beneath moonless dawn and sunlit dusk, through sudden cloudburst and fiery sky, beyond the path of the last 100 years, so far from comfort, yet so close to conquest. Where mastery and instinct bind animal and man in the sweet sweat of pursuit, the passion of fair chase, invisible to all but hunter and game. And now you, under wild skies.
November 14th, Zurich, Switzerland. Evening on the banks of the Limmat River reveals a charming city I'd like to get to know better. I'm here for a night's rest before heading east towards that great mountain range of Europe, the Alps. Hannibal famously crossed the Alps with a herd of elephant. Napoleon brought an army of more than 40,000 through one of the steep mountain passes. My journey should prove less dramatic, though no less scenic. I'm here to meet with some old friends and hunting buddies, though I've never met most of them. The designers and craftsmen that make Blaser Rifles have been a part of my hunting for more than 2 decades. I was shooting Blasers in 1994, the first season of Under Wild Skies, long before they would become friends. And I'm looking forward to meeting the people that I take along with me every time I shoulder a Blaser rifle and head off on a track.
The same holding company owns Blaser, Sig, Mauser, Sauer, and Rigby, and they've always been good friends of mine. So I was excited to go over and see where they're made, go through the plant, go through the process, but the trip is interesting in itself. You fly to Zurich, and then you drive from Zurich to Isny through the Alps, across the Rhine, and this is a historic path for armies going back to Rome, but it's unbelievably beautiful. And Isny itself is like a 9th century walled town. You can still see the remnants of the wall, the arrow ports, later gun ports. You can see the moat, all the defenses. So it was really an interesting tour. And then to go and see how basically blocks of wood, blocks of steel, blocks of alloys become guns is just stunning, fascinating.
So basically the raw materials will be coming to here. As you can see, we have a dural aluminum. That's going to be the start of an R8 action. So it's already at 2 size. That will then go onto one of the CNC machines, and that will come out as an R8 action. There's actually 4 CNC machines there, and those are 5-axis CNC machines. This is state-of-the-art when it comes to the CNC. Basically, with a 5-axis CNC machine, the massive advantage is that you only have to turn this piece once by hand. Every time you have to take a piece out of the machine and turn it, you're losing tolerances. As you can see, everything's built from one solid block. So all of the components, whether it's going to be an action, whether it's going to be a monoblock or a scope mount. As I explained earlier, we only have to turn those parts once by hand. So you've got your solid piece of material here. That's then the first cut. That's then the finished product from the CNCs. Here we have it with the R8. This is then the magazine unit from the R8, and this is from solid piece, the scope mount. So
but that sort of precision there explains, you know, what I tell people when they ask me why I like Blaser so much. I said, I can get an F3, and I can order 6 different barrels, and all I have to do is put it on the gun. No fitting.
correct.
And the reason all that's true is all these robots back here and a bunch of smart people know how to run them.
Absolutely, and the tolerances are very tight today. And again, Blaser's always looking forward, new machinery, new materials, new possibilities.
So I understand that these are polishing compounds, so this is where the action gets its finish?
Correct, so this is how it comes off of the CNC machine. Then it goes to be deburred. That deburring is in a tumbler. So there's various stones, ceramic stones, that it will be tumbled in to take off all those sharp edges. Then it goes on to the next step, which is sandblasting. That gives it that matte, even finish. And then after the sandblasting, it goes on to be anodized if it's an aluminum part. And also here we have for the shotgun from the CNC machine, deburred, sandblasted, and that will be sent off to be carbonitrated. And these are the various sands.
So this is the assembly area. They put all the parts to put a gun together in one of these trays.
Yep, correct.
And they go over there and claim a tray, assemble a gun.
We only make to order, and every single component that's needed for this rifle is on this order here. So he takes this tray to his desk, and that will have all of the components as are placed on that order. Now he's got an R8 here, stock and receiver unit. So he's testing all of these components. He's got that part together. He's testing the bolt assembly. He's testing the trigger characteristics there, also the trigger weights, the safety functions here. So if he removes the magazine, that it drops back down. Another part here, we don't use gauges to measure the trigger weights. If you pull a gauge at a slightly different angle, it's going to have a different reading. So we always use weights from, it's going to have a weight there where it needs to hold and a weight there where it needs to release.
Next, on the National Rifle Association's Under Wild Skies, a dream rifle becomes a reality and is quickly put to the test. Designing a true safari gun and Cape buffalo hunting from the Klasiri Private Nature Reserve under wild skies.
We hope you're enjoying this free episode. Now, with a special promo code, you can experience everything MyOutdoorTV has to offer with a 30-day free trial. Enter YT19 at MyOutdoorTV.com. Start your free trial right now.
The National Rifle Association's Under Wild Skies is brought to you by NRA Carry Guard, America's most comprehensive coverage and training for those who carry a gun. By Blaser, trigger your passion. And by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable.
Tony Makris is in Isny, Germany to design the ultimate safari rifle. For anyone fortunate enough to hunt Africa, the ultimate safari rifle can mean many different things. But as Tony discusses the features and ornamentation, he envisions the rifle beginning to take shape piece by piece.
Darren, thanks for having us here. You know, I've been talking to Bernard and Christian about 23 years on television, and they said, well, why don't you come over and design an Under Wild Skies rifle? Design a rifle with things that you would like. Let's get started in a conversation about which rifle type are we going to choose, and then we'll talk about what I might want to put on it.
Sure. Pleasure having you here, and it's an honor to be able to be involved in making such a gun. Bernard will always say we're in the dream business and we make people's dreams come true. And that's exactly what the custom shop does. And a man with your experience of hunting, it's really nice to be able to try and put all of this into a gun. I think we'd be looking at on the lines of an R8 on the safari side, so we'd be looking at a heavy barrel and a steel action. So we could use something along the lines of a trophy that you've maybe shot, a good trophy, and we could put that as a gold into a black, for an example, like we have on the Blaser logo here. Mm-hmm. But again, we could do that with a Cape buffalo or an eland or a leopard or whatever would come to your fancy.
I've got a picture, and I'll forward it to you, of the last buffalo that I shot in Botswana, and the season was going to close forever. So that buffalo was a very good buffalo, but an old buffalo. But he was also special because it was the last one I was going to take there, and I'd taken a lot. Another trophy was the biggest eland I've ever taken.
So it's something special, and that's something definitely that could be portrayed onto the guns. It could be done on a simpler form, as in gold, but we can also switch over to some sort of engraving.
Well, here, that's a good idea. The old Winchester engravers frequently did an oval with the engraving inside. And so, to my taste, I would do the buffalo head with a border and then just have very light border engraving around, or maybe an acacia thorn or a mapani.
Sure.
Because those are the trees that you associate with Africa. I want the red recoil pad like that. That's what, in the old days, they had the red rubber recoil pad.
Yeah.
So we're going to get a proper blend of new and old. I want some really good high-profile sights. You guys generally have that one that's got the big white ball on the end of it. And I find at this age, that big white ball is important because you need it when you need it.
Absolutely.
I want the trigger to break at 3 pounds. You know, I know y'all set them. I'd like an extra trigger group.
Yep.
Because I've found a lot of times I just get off the truck, and if I'm hunting with softs, I put a trigger group that's got solids in it in my pocket, or vice versa. So you're always out looking at kudu, and I'll come around the corner and there's a buffalo, and you want to switch to solids. And the great thing about the R8 is you don't have to change them all out.
Absolutely.
You just drop that magazine and put another magazine in.
Sure. And like you said, if we're going for the Kilimanjaro range or the safari range, it's a steel action. It gives you that much more weight, and exactly like as you've experienced, when a buffalo comes charging, you don't really want a light rifle in front of you.
And you'll put the recoil absorber in the stock.
Absolutely. Yeah, the kick stop that can be fitted. That's not a problem. The second magazine also not an issue.
And then we need to talk about caliber. There's a reason the 375 has been around so long. So I like that caliber. So let's do the 375 and 500 Jeffrey sights on both. Same kind of sights on both.
Okay.
In January, Makris was presented with the Blaser R8 at the Safari Club International Convention. And now it's time to take the Blaser R8 from the factory into the field. With professional hunter Jacques Hartzenburg of Chapungo Kambako Safaris, Makris begins a stalk on a Cape buffalo herd, the perfect proving grounds for the new R8.
Tony said that whole herd is up here. The wind is in our favor. Let's walk down the river and see if we can just sneak our heads over there. A lot of ice to watch us, but there's some good bulls in there. Let's just see, this time the bulls are after the cows, so sometimes they're a little bit stupid.
Usually I'll do it.
So let's hope we can get one there. All right.
We were working the riverbed, see buffalo up on a flat, and so we drive down the riverbed, use the riverbed to stalk.
We picked up that there was a big herd lying down, not far off from where we were sitting. So we got the wind right, climbed up the riverbank, and then it started. I mean, there was a lot of buffalo inside there, and it was difficult because we cannot shoot with a cow or a calf or another bull behind the one.
There are lots of people in this area.
Next, on the National Rifle Association's Under Wild Skies, the moment of truth is at hand. With the Swarovski dialed in on the bull, Makris takes his first shot on game. The first of many to come. Under Wild Skies.
We hope you're enjoying this free episode. Now, with a special promo code, you can experience everything MyOutdoorTV has to offer with a 30-day free trial. Enter YT19 at MyOutdoorTV.com. Start your free trial right now.
The Klasiri Private Nature Reserve is a more than 100,000-acre haven for wildlife. Serving as a buffer between the Kruger National Park and more populated areas, the Klasiri is on the front lines in the fight against elephant and rhino poaching. One of the key sources of revenue used in the fight is through managed hunting. With healthy numbers of Cape buffalo, the Klasiri, like many other reserves in the area, issues tags for old-age bulls, with the proceeds going directly back into the anti-poaching patrol teams. It's a system that is working, but the threat still looms large.
Kaseri I really like a lot because you're basically hunting in and out of a river valley. And it's beautiful terrain, beautiful setting, great place for picnics and lunches and to sit in glass. And the other day we saw a rhino in the river. We saw all kinds of things that you just don't see every day walking around.
Tony Makris and professional hunter Jacques Hartzenburg are in the heart of the Klasiri, with a herd of Cape buffalo grazing and laying in the heat of midday. It's the perfect opportunity for Makris to try out a rifle he designed with Blaser, a Safari Edition R8 with a Swarovski dangerous game scope and Hornady solids. It's a combination that has been deadly on past safaris, and the crosshairs are settled on a nice old buffalo bull.
There was a lot of buffalo inside there, and it was difficult because we cannot shoot with a cow or a calf or another bull behind the one. Not being elevated high enough. It was a little bit of a difficult shot. We had to find enough shade, enough hiding place for us to stand and to gaze and to look, see where the right buffalo were.
You see that bull, the black one? They're just walking left or right. Yeah. Do you see him? Yeah.
Eventually, we ID'd a bull, which we liked, a nice dark bull, old bull, nice drops. And he went and he lay down in amongst the herd. So we had to wait for him to get up.
See that black one? Move a little bit this way. Is that thing not in your way? Is that tree not in your way? No. To the left of the tree. No, wait, Tony. It's a difficult shot, don't shoot.
We have time to look, blast all we want. Take your time, pick your buffalo, pick the shot you want, and make it.
Yeah, see the one standing up now? Yeah, this one. Back here. No, you know, this side. Standing up, checking the cows. Yeah, wait for him to turn. Moving. On the shoulder.
On him?
Yeah, on the shoulder. Yeah, come this side, come this side. He's standing, he's lifting his leg way too high. He's lifting his leg. Shoot him again. He's walking. On the shoulder. Wait. There's one behind him, don't shoot now.
I can put a soft in.
Have you got a soft nearby?
Yeah.
Put a soft quickly. How soft is it? Raking shot.
Huh?
Bit of a raking shot.
I know, I'm just gonna wait and see what I get.
Are you comfortable?
Oh yeah, he's facing away, right?
Yeah.
There he goes. I can hit that raking shot.
He's clear now if you want.
I got him on that shoulder now. Can I shoot him now?
But you got a soft on it. You got on the bone, it's fine.
You heard that hit the bone, didn't you? Good.
The R8 speaks, but there's no time to relax. Moving in close, but the buffalo has other plans. Keep your gun at the ready. Under wild skies.
We hope you're enjoying this free episode. Now, with a special promo code, you can experience everything MyOutdoorTV has to offer with a 30-day free trial. Enter YT19 at MyOutdoorTV.com. Start your free trial right now.
The National Rifle Association's Under Wild Skies is brought to you by NRA Carry Guard, America's most comprehensive coverage and training for those who carry a gun. By Swarovski Optic, see the unseen. And by Kubota Tractor Corporation. We are Kubota. This is what we do.
He went right down there, didn't he?
Tony Makris is in the Klasiri Private Nature Reserve with professional hunter Jacques Hartzenburg hunting Cape buffalo. After waiting for a clear shot on the bull, Makris puts a Hornady DGS in 375 H&H right on the shoulder. But with buffalo, there are no guarantees, and the pair move in slowly and deliberately toward the downed animal.
Buffalo are tough. Sometimes it goes very, very easy, and sometimes it doesn't. And this one, I hit him exactly where I wanted to hit him. You know, he walks over, sits down, head's on the ground, and we start walking in, the head comes up. And that's the great thing about that R8 is it's fast. And when that head comes up, you need to put 2 or 3 bullets on that shoulder as fast as you can put them and make sure he doesn't either get up and come at you or get up and leave. And he wanted to come at us.
Give me some more.
The speed of the R8 was more than he could handle.
I just reload.
You could see that he was injured. He just didn't want to go down.
Knocked Becker's back. This couldn't have worked out better, my friend. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Good setup. I like it when you don't have to rush in. I like it when you're not trying to make something happen. You know, we had a good stalk. Look at him for a while. Picked out a couple. This one gave us the shot. I couldn't believe, though, after that first bullet, I mean, you saw it. He turned his back to us, had his head down, was just getting ready to go down. Switched to a soft real quick. I didn't want to go through him. And that one hurt him, and he stumbled and went over and looked like he went down behind the bush. I couldn't tell. We go over and find him on his feet, and he wants to come.
They're tough, as you can see what he looks like, all scratched up and marked up.
He's got big old cuts all over.
But it's a pretty old, nice big bull. Look at his body. See the size of his neck.
All scarred up, starting to lose his hair. Sound familiar?
Yeah. And this is now with the first buffalo with the new Blaser.
First buffalo with the new Blaser. So it's so cool. They made this gun to my specs and the way I wanted them to do it. Proper sights, gorgeous wood. And they said, you know, Tony, we want you to take it. And first of all, we're going to make this gun and it's yours. And then when they saw it, they said, we want you to take it and use it. And then we want to take it and show it to people. And the way I look at it is I'm showing it to people right now. So I think it's coming back.
It's a beautiful gun.
Works well.
And you shot well.
I do love Blasers. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I've been fortunate enough to share safari with people for the past 18 years now. And in that time, I spent countless hours on the back of a truck going over the details and tweaks I would add to create my perfect safari rifle. Now, everyone has their personal preference, but I submit that with this one rifle, you can literally hunt the world. I hope to have it in the gun slip and on the truck for many years to come on those hunts and challenges before those small gleaming campfires ahead under wild skies.